I've just sneezed and that really hurt my ear. Like, you know when you sneeze and you try and hold it in? Have you ever done that? I've just done that and it's just sort of popped my eardrum. Oh. Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Gridlock, and today we're going to be taking a look at another top 3 tips that's hopefully going to help improve your game. So we're out here rocking the new merch. If you want to get your hands on some of these, you can head over to my Teespring. The link's going to be down in the description below, and you can look as cool as this. So for those of you that aren't aware, I stream, at the minute it's 4 days a week. I think that's going to be dropping to 3 days a week, unfortunately. But Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays for the time being, from 8 o'clock British summertime through till, you know, about midnight-ish. You can also follow me over on Twitter. But if you drop a follow, you can see me try all this kind of stuff and fail epically. I normally do fail epically, but it's good fun nevertheless. Now, today we're going to be heading on over to Bank first of all. And I want you to take a look at this round right here. It's a very, very basic and common sort of strategy for the attack team to do. But we're going to take a look at the very last section of this round. And then I'm going to break down what happened, why it happened, and what you can do as a defender to actually counter this.
I can drone.
We got time, 30 seconds.
Kaid is at the red rotate, and Jaeger is by elevator.
Getting spotted in here. Go for plant, Vinny.
Go for it, Vin. He's got a nitro, just FYI.
I'm going down.
He's dead. Elevator.
75.
I was making sure you covered the door. I'm covering door.
I'm covering
Still on
rotate.
door.
I'm covering rotate. There's no rotate there, though, just FYI. He's got to come
I'm
door.
rotating up.
Well played.
Oh,
GG.
well done, guys.
So obviously we're looking here on Bank. We're downstairs in the server area, and Thermite is trying to get a default plant down in the common spot. This is where Thermite always plants, and subsequently Kaid was playing in the red hallway by the rotate to try and throw a nitro over the rotate to where the default planter is to take out Thermite. That's the logic and intention behind this. So as you will have seen, I was playing as Ash, holding a crossfire through this wall onto the Kaid to stop him from doing exactly that. Now, this is a very common attack strategy, and the defense very often leaves someone in that red hallway, either a smoke or a Kaid or someone like that, to try and deter it. You'll very often see a mirror. A mirror is a prime example inside of that hallway to be able to throw the nitro over and deny the plant. Now, my Twitch chat came up with something, and that when I say came up with something, this was months ago. I'm not even joking. This months and months ago, several people in my Twitch chat said with the new shrapnel system, you can pre-place a nitro under the desk. So we're taking a look at that right now, and you'll see that by placing the nitro under the desk, anyone that goes to try and plant at the default plant spot is going to get taken out. Now, initially when I heard this, I kind of thought to myself, you know what? It's very rare that I would be leaving a pre-placed nitro there, because surely it's going to get taken out. They're going to be able to hear it. It offers less flexibility in the sense of you can't throw it further than you may need to. And as time has gone on, I've realized that Thatcher is getting banned so much right now. It's just become a staple meta for most teams to just ban Thatcher out. So with that in mind, it's going to be very, very difficult to actually take out this nitro. If we take a look at this, the nitro under the desk, I've pre-placed some drones and we've put some cameras out and stuff, and you can see just how far reaching the shrapnel is on this thing. Now, even if the attackers know the nitro is there because they can hear it, it's very difficult for them to actually remove it. Here I'm playing as Maverick with the grenades. I'm throwing them down through the hatch to try and get the nitro, and you'll notice that the first grenade is actually soaked by the chair. The chair stops the nitro from getting destroyed, which means it then costs Maverick his second grenade. Now, that is a lot of utility for the attackers to have to waste. They need to be coordinated enough to do it, to make sure that, you know, someone is down there ready to plant. Then they say, well, I can hear a nitro. It's probably the pre-placed. If you haven't already droned it out, you may need to do that. There's a lot of moving parts just to get rid of this one nitro if there is no Thatcher in play. Now, I'm not suggesting you have to do this every single round, but it may be something that you could actually add to your arsenal, which could help you out if you're defending the server and the basement on Bank. So next up, we're going to take a look at Gridlock. Now, Gridlock is one of those operators that I think a lot of people are really sleeping on. She's a bit of a slow operator, and you know what? She's really good. And because she's quite slow, I understand why a lot of people don't want to pick her. I mean, at the end of the day, speed is king. In Siege, it really is. I mean, look at the fire rate of weapons is better. A faster operator is normally better. But Gridlock is actually bringing so much utility to the party. She is a phenomenal attacker that can be used on so many different sites, but I feel a lot of people really do sort of miss the mark with how they use her. They put these down to cover a flank and then leave that flank entirely. She's not exactly nomad, and as a result of that, it's not really noticeable when someone is trying to flank at a distance and taking these track stingers out. They can quite easily be punched without taking damage, and it's because of that that I think that we need to take a look at some of the other ways that you can use Gridlock. Now, I did a 5 tips and tricks on how to use Gridlock when she first came out, and this was actually contained within one of those. I wanted to showcase this recent round that really does show off just how loud her track stingers are and how effective all of her utility can be. I've got diffuser. I'm looking at doing a hooker. Listen, I've got diffuser. I'm looking at doing a hooker push. So if we can like push towards cool vibes. There's one behind the bar in hooker. So if you can shoot through the wall. Ah, shit.
Whoever's dead, can you get on 90 cam? So I can
90 cam right
come
now.
back.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm on it now.
How many you red?
Doc dead. Cool vibes was cleared.
Plant is down. He's behind the bar in hooker. He's downed.
Location has been compromised.
There's nades gonna kill him.
One Op 4
No,
remaining.
good.
Good shit.
It's gonna kill him.
Op 4 neutralized. Mission successful.
So as we saw in that round, the loudness of the track stingers was just insane. Smoke was behind the bar and had no idea that I was planting. And we went into some custom games, Mav and I, and we tried a few different things out, and it can be really, really difficult to hear that the plant is going down. So much so that you could do it right under the defender's nose without them even realizing. In ranked, it's very rare that teams are set up like Pro League, where they have several people covering a respective plant. I reckon you might be able to get away with doing some default plants really early on in a round just through utilizing this utility. Go away, give it a go. Let me see how you get on.
The user is active. Protected at all costs. Op 4 eliminated.
So the final tip for today is going to see us back over on Coastline. Now this one is very specific to Coastline, and it's actually a counter against Ace. Now obviously, as you probably know, Wamai is a direct counter to Ace's Selma gadgets. However, I wanted to show you a specific area on the map in which you can utilize this. Now, since Ace first dropped, it's been very, very common for people to come and try and open this back wall of the billiards site so that they can get a good look into where the bar area is, counter any smoke players that are there, and pretty much just cause a bit of a nuisance from the rooftops without even going in. Certainly in lower elos, it seems to be common that people like to sit on rooftops and try and hold angles for an extended period of time. By playing as Wamai and coming downstairs and throwing your magnets up under this hanging area just here, you can actually go ahead and catch all of the Selma gadgets as they get thrown. And you know what? This is really, really cheeky, and it's one of those things that can slow the attackers down, it can waste utility, and it can just cause a bit of a nuisance. As you'll see here, the second that Mav threw the Selma gadget, the projectile was captured and got very, very quickly destroyed. Now, initially, the first thing you might think is that this is the only place you can actually place them. However, we decided to start messing around with this a little bit and see where else we could put them to cause even more of a nuisance to attackers. So on the next round, when we loaded it back up again, we actually started placing them on the side of this ledge over here. And it's one of those places that you think, well, you know, it's fairly well hidden for most people. You can actually place it underneath the ledge and it will still catch the Selma gadget. I couldn't believe just how far reaching these Wamais were actually working in this courtyard area. But this is one really cheeky, easy and simple way to waste at the very least 2 of Ace's Selma gadgets very, very early on in the round if anyone goes to try and do this. I'm afraid that's going to be it for today's video. Hopefully some of these tips and tricks help you out a little bit. Hopefully it gives you some food for thought, and maybe there are things that you can add into your arsenal to sort of help you out when you get these maps or you're playing as these specific operators. So do me a favor. I'm interested at something here. How many people are still watching the video? How many people have lasted this long and have stayed right till the end? If you have, go down to the comment section and put a hashtag GriefNation for me. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, please consider hitting the thumbs up. If you don't already, make sure to subscribe. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay reckless and relentless.